Hey everyone, welcome to this week's blog. So this week is going to be a really interesting blog because I actually got a request from Twitter from Braden. So his request was to describe how I set scenes, or how the process of setting a scene works, like specific scenes. So because it's getting really close to Halloween, and because I felt like dating this just now, I decided that I would kind of talk about how I set more of like a creepy scene. And those of you who are even better than I am at setting scenes, or just really good at setting scenes, because I don't really classify myself as really good, but those of you who are really good at setting the scene, feel free to comment on the video and let me know what you think, and yeah, pass the information on, because why not? So basically when I'm setting a scene, I like to first of all visualize the place. So even if it's a place I've never been, for instance, when I was writing The Withered Oak, I have a scene where Abigail Elliott, one of the focuses of the book, not necessarily the protagonist, but a focus of the book, she ends up in this forest, and the whole book takes place in Massachusetts. I've never been. I've been to like Florida and things of that nature, but I haven't really been like northeast. So I just kind of gathered my knowledge of kind of like what it might look like in that area, and places I've actually been. So I kind of do like an amalgamation of all of these kind of things, and just kind of get a good strong visualization going of what the scene is going to look like. And after that point, I like to focus on other senses. I probably didn't do it as well as I should have, but honestly, like, if you have a scene that's set up in a swamp, you'd want to kind of focus on like the smell of the swamp. Like, there's a very marshy smell to it. There's a very particular smell, like decay and like stagnant water, and maybe even like you get this sensation of like humidity, because you know it's a large body of water and the sun is beating down, and you kind of feel the moisture, or the humidity of the area. So focusing on tangible things, I think works really well to kind of draw people in, and then giving them like a greater sense of maybe even the character's the character's perception. That's a word I can say. Perception. So giving the character's perception of the area kind of expands the scene even further than just the five senses, and makes it more real, because the people who are reading your book are essentially living through your characters. So if you give that character a sense of like trepidation, if you give that character a sense of feeling like in awe of the area, then your reader will then be able to more easily pick that up. I like to use maybe some archaic descriptives, and I think that might alienate some people, but it kind of helps with the scene in the sense that it helps kind of connect place and time. So where is your story taking place? Is it in a fictional universe? Is it on Earth? Are they in the past? Are they in the present? Are they in the future? That idea alone kind of, I think, also connects in a kind of the same sense that the other bit did. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. I will do that every time now. But I don't think that setting a scene is really all that difficult, as long as you make it broad enough where you have more than one sense, and you're not sticking to one particular sense unless you really feel it is necessary to emphasize it. So if you're walking through a dark forest, then maybe the visual focus is kind of scattered because it is representative of the barriers that the characters experience at the time. So, like, if Abigail is walking through the forest and she can't see where she's going, then maybe you'll have broken visual things where she suddenly is able to kind of see something, but it is almost like a flash in the pan, and you focus more on the visual aspect because the auditory aspect because your visuals are compromised. And I think that really sets up a scene really well. And sorry if, like, you're like, well, I need to know, like, specifics on how to set, like, a scary scene. Well, scary scenes come from how you describe your area, how your character goes through it. You can have a boiler room, and it can be like a Nightmare on Elm Street situation where it could be terrifying, right? But then you can have, like, the same situation in which a character runs down to a boiler room when it's like a heavy snowstorm outside, and there's a sense of warmth there, and there's a bunch of people, like, sitting around and having a drink or something. So every scene can kind of go either way. It really depends on how you set it up and what is your primary focus within that scene. I really do hope that helped. It's kind of how I do it, and I know I've been kind of stuttering a lot because I don't do this scripted. I really do this off the cuff, and most of the time I'm just kind of thinking as I go, and that creates some problems. But if you have any more questions, I mean, feel free to put them down in the comment section, and I will answer pretty much whatever I can to the best of my ability. And although I may not be the best at setting a scene, I do think that I am proficient in at least the visual aspects of writing, if that makes any sense. So hopefully that did help. And best of luck to you, all of you who are writing and struggling with this stuff. And if this helps you, then I am overjoyed. Let me know. That's it for this week. If you have any other questions for me, I would absolutely love to focus on those, because honestly, talking about the process of writing, while interesting, I can only cover so many topics, I think, with my limited scope, and it's maybe not the most entertaining or helpful for those of you who are listening. Okay, so I think that's probably going to be it for today. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. You can find me on Twitter at writtenbycarrie. You can find me on Facebook at the same name, and I think that's it. All right, bye.